Years ago, in Europe and other countries, when somebody wanted to master a profession, master a trade, they would apprentice themselves to the master tradesman, and they would work side by side, observing, watching, and almost as if by osmosis, imbibing the qualities of that master teacher, of that master craftsman. Those days have kind of gone by the wayside. The apprentice life, the guild life has kind of dried up. And now when people want to learn something, they might Google it, they might watch a YouTube video, they might download some instructions. But something is missing. There's some essence that doesn't get transmitted in that kind of cold and sterile approach. There's something powerful about actually working side by side and learning at the feet of the great ones. Well, this missing information is called tacit knowledge. It's what an apprentice is learning and imbibing from the master teacher, that which cannot be spoken of in regular language, which can be understood, which can be transmitted, which can be communicated, yes, but not necessarily through instructions, not necessarily even through words, through some other way. So in business, there's also a need for people to teach each other, to learn from each other, for the young ones, for the young Turks, for the newbies to learn from the old guard, for those who have the battle scars and have learned on the job. So how does this happen? Well, it doesn't happen very much, but one way that it can happen, and one way that I'm inviting my clients and anybody watching this video to consider, is via the telling of story. Because in the sharing of a story, tacit knowledge, that is the difficult to communicate essence of what something is really about, gets communicated and it gets transmitted to the listener. Even so much so that the neuroscientists have shown us that when a person is listening to a story, the parts of the brain of the person who had the experience and is telling the story, the listener, the same parts of their brain is lighting up. There's some kind of ignition that happens. So storytelling is one way of communicating that which is difficult to communicate, and it's done so in an engaging, organic, and simple way. Unfortunately, most organizations don't get this, they don't know this, and they don't value it. So the value of passing on wisdom via storytelling doesn't happen all that much. What I'm asking my clients to consider doing is setting up forums, formal and informal, where those who have wisdom, those who have knowledge, those who have something of value to transmit can share that via their stories to the people who in effect could be apprenticing alongside of them, but are not, but in the listening and the reflection of the story are getting major value over decades of experience. The transmission of tacit knowledge is one of the great benefits of storytelling.